Get ready to get sticky. Sticky Situations is sponsored by Corona Crush. Corona Crush is creating Jewish couples always. Join the Facebook group. Just search Corona Crush and look out for virtual speed dating events happening every other week. They're 100% free and 100% Jewish. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Sticky Situations. I'm your host, Rachel, which obviously you already know because I'm unforgettable. Everyone, right now, whatever platform you're listening on, if you are not already subscribed, or if you don't already follow it, press that subscribe/follow button. Also, give us a 5-star rating and a glowing review. Nice reviews only, please. Go follow Sticky Situations Pod on Instagram. Follow Sticky Situations Pod on TikTok. If you would like to be a guest on my podcast, I'm looking for more guests. I really need more guests, guys, if you want the podcast to continue. A lot of you have sent me messages that you love the podcast. I've met a bunch of you in the wild who say you love the podcast. The only way the podcast can continue is if I have guests. So please come be a guest. Or if you have a friend that would be a good guest, send them my way. So there are applications in all of my Corona Crush posts, or you can just send me a DM at Sticky Situations Pod on Instagram, or send me an email at stickysituationspod@gmail.com. Same goes for if you would like to date any of my single guests. I have incredible guests on here. I think they're all amazing people. Well, maybe not all of them, but most of them. Most of them are amazing people. I won't tell you which ones are I don't think are, but but yeah, feel free to reach out if you think any of my guests sound like they could be for you. I am always here to try to help hook that up. And so send me a message. Again, DM on Instagram at Sticky Situations Pod, or send me an email at stickysituationspod@gmail.com. Okay, guys, I have an extra special guest today, so let's get into it. Please welcome my friend Yosef. Yosef, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, thanks for being here. Okay, Yosef, before we get into all of your crazy stories, which I'm so excited to hear, can you just tell me and my listeners some basic facts about yourself? Your age, location, relationship status, and religious denomination.
Sure. My name is Yosef. I am 29 years old. I'm from Woodmere, New York. I am single, and my religious status is modern Orthodox, but I'm also very spiritual and have a close connection with Hashem.
Okay. Okay, so Yosef, should we just get right into it? I'm really excited.
I'm pumped. Let's do this.
Okay, let's do it. So, do you want to start with your first story?
Sure. Okay. So actually, this is when I was just starting to date. I didn't really know what to do at the time. I was really, really frum. And my sister-in-law, who just got married at the time, she suggested this girl for me. And I was 21, so I don't really know, how to date yet. It was my first time. She tells me about this girl, and I said to her, I said, "Do you have a picture of her?" She's like, "No, she doesn't have Instagram. She doesn't have Facebook." She said to me that, you just have to go based off my words. So I said to her, I said, "So tell me about her. What does she look like? What is she like? She loves animals. She loves Israel. She comes from a great family. She's, exactly what we're looking for in terms of looks." So I said, "It sounds awesome. Like, yeah, I would totally love to go out with her. Like, how old is she?" And she goes, "She's 21." I'm like, "Oh, for sure." So after Shabbos, I call her up. We set up a date for Sunday night. We go out Sunday night, and it happens to be one of the craziest stories I've ever gone through with a date. It was really, really insane. Not the number one, but this is definitely up there. I pick her up, and she's nothing like she said. Unfortunately, she had like green hair, which is so weird. Never
Oh,
even thought about that.
yeah.
And I, take her to like, a restaurant, like the Teaneck Doghouse in Teaneck. And I take her out there, and I start talking to her. And I said, "Tell me about yourself. I heard you like dogs. I heard you like sports. I heard you come like, you like Israel." She goes like, "I hate all of that." I'm like, "Wow, okay. Like, so tell me about yourself, because clearly I don't know anything about you." And she actually was just telling me like, how bad her life is, and stuff like that. So I said to her, I'm like, "It's really weird that you're, you look so much younger than 21." She goes, "Who said I'm 21?" I said, "How old are you?" She goes, "I'm 30."
What?
Yeah.
Are you like, did you pick up the wrong girl? Like, did you go to
I
the
that's what
wrong
I
house?
that's what I thought, because like when she got out of the her apartment, I said to her, I'm like, "Can I help you?" And she was like, "I'm your date." And I'm like, "Are you sure?"
And like
So
your
I saw
sister-in-law knew her?
so she told me that she felt bad about like this girl because she knew that if I told her she told me what she looked like and what she's like, that I wouldn't have gone out with her. I'm like, yeah, well, no duh. Like,
Yeah.
of course I would go out with her. She's like, I just felt bad because like, no one wants to go out with her and she's single. So I thought, it wouldn't hurt you for one night to go out with her. And that was my first date of ever dating.
Oh my God.
I was like,
Wait,
is this
that's
what
so bad.
all dates are like?
I would never talk to my sister-in-law ever again.
I said to her, I said, if even if Donald Trump had a daughter for me, don't even try and set me up. Like I don't, you're good. So that happened to
Oh
be
my
one of my
God.
crazy dates I've been on.
Wait,
I
so
would also,
how did you end it? Like,
I pretty much had to block her because she tried to reach out to me via Instagram, via Facebook, text message. I pretty much had to like block her completely. So it was pretty crazy. But I just said to her, you seem like a nice girl, and unfortunately, it's not going to work out. Due to age, I just don't think it's going to work out. I didn't
yeah,
want to
you
go into more, stuff because to me, I'm not such like a mean guy.
Yeah.
So
I feel like that's an easy out because it's not even like 21 and 30 are very different life stages.
it's crazy.
Like, I get it. Like, a few years age difference, fine, whatever. But 21 and 30?
Yeah.
No, that's
So
crazy.
that was my first ever going on a date. I would say that the craziest date that I still tell people to this day, I'll tell you this, my brothers, they want to know what my dates are like. They want to buy me the new Meta glasses, the new Ray-Ban glasses, and they want me to wear it on the date. That way they can live stream my dates and see
Oh
how
my
funny it
God.
is. So this one happens to be the best one, but basically, I'm not gonna say the girl's name. I ended up, my mom suggested this girl. This is about a couple years ago. And she told me, like, again, I'm happen to be a massive dog lover. So, any girl that loves dogs, automatic catch. I just had to pick her up. We decided to go to Dave and Buster's one night. And I told her, I said, oh, tell me about yourself. From what I was told, you like animals, you love, music. So tell me about yourself. So she tells me that, she doesn't like dogs. So I was like, okay, like it's fine, it's what it is. So I said, like, so tell me about yourself. What do you like to do? And she tells me that she doesn't like to do anything. So I said, well, what do you mean? Like there's got to be something you like. I'm the kind of guy that I'll pique your interest, and whatever you're interested in, I'll take an interest in it. That way we can create conversation. So I said to her, I said, so tell me something that you like. She said, well, I read a book. So I said, awesome. What book do you read? Keep in mind, this is a 20-minute drive to Dave and Buster's. I should have like thought about it differently, maybe somewhere closer. And she said, I read a book. So I said, awesome. Like, what book do you read? And she goes, I'm not telling you. I'm like, okay. Like, interesting. So I'm just asking her about anything she likes. I said, so what do you do in your free time? What do you do with your friends? Like, what do you do? And she's just telling me that, like, she doesn't do anything. So I tried to come up with something else. I said to her, I heard you like music. She goes, I love music. I'm like, that's awesome. What music do you like? And this is at the time, like, I used to only listen to Hebrew music. So like we had like Simple Liner, Yoni Z, Mordecai Shapiro, and she goes, "I love Mordecai Shapiro." I'm like, "Awesome! Let's play some music. Let's sing to it. Let's like dance. Like it'll be awesome." And she goes, so we put it on, and we're playing Schar Mitzvah, and like 20 seconds into the music, she goes, "I prefer silence," and she turns off the radio. It's like crazy. Um, Eventually, we got to Dave and Buster's, and when you get Dave and Buster's, you have so many games. You got like Monopoly Deal, you got Connect Four, you got my favorite, which is Mario Kart. I love it. There's so many games you could play. So we finally get there, and I said, "What game do you want to play?" So she says, "I want to play skee ball." Okay, so let's play some skee ball. So we play like 5, 10 games of skee ball, and I was like, "Hey, so what else do you want to play?" She was like, "I just want to play skee ball." So we're pretty much playing skee ball the entire night for about an hour. Eventually, we got like 3,000 tickets, and we get to the prize shop. And I said to her, I said, like, do you want a prize? Like, is there something you like here? Because I'm just trying to like feed off something to like have a conversation with her. And she goes, I got this mug. It's a coffee mug. I'm like, oh, so you like coffee, which is great because I like coffee. You like coffee, so clearly we have something in common. And she goes like, no, it's not for coffee. So I'm like, oh, then tea. Because if it's not for coffee, then it must be for tea. And if you like tea, I like tea too. And she's like, it's not for tea. So I'm like, then why are we waiting in line for 30 minutes to get this coffee mug? She goes, for water. And I'm freaking out of my mind. I'm like, I've had enough already. Like, I can't anymore. And there's this non-Jewish couple that taps my shoulder behind me. So I said, hey, he goes like, is that your sister? And I'm like, no, it's my date.
Oh my god.
And they're like, well, we were gonna play games, but we saw like how much you're struggling. It happens to be really funny. So we're just watching you the entire time. And I'm like,
Oh my god.
literally mouthing words like, "Help me," you know. Eventually, we end up getting the her coffee mug, whatever it is. The entire ride home, we literally did not say a word to each other. I tried my best to talk about something, but we were sitting in absolute silence. The craziest part is that after I dropped her off, the shotgun calls me and says, "Hey, I just want you to know she had the time of her life. She was so happy. She wants to go on another date with you." I told the shock, I said, please do not call again. It's never gonna work out. I'm so sorry, but there's just too many things. It's not gonna work out. Um, and yeah, so that happened to be my worst date.
Was she like socially off?
Yeah. I think so. She didn't
Okay.
seem so social or so much outgoing. But she was very, very quiet, which I understand sometimes it's hard to open up to someone new and to try to be yourself. But what's definitely important on a first date is to just have fun. Like to me, when you go on a first date, play games, play board games, really get to just have fun before you get to know each other. That way you can feel comfortable around each other. Then when you go on a second date, you go to like a Starbucks, you go to a restaurant, now you can have a more into like a more deeper level of a conversation now that you've already opened up a little bit. Some people, they tend to like jump right into questions, go to the Starbucks, get a drink, and just jump right into like, well, who do you see yourself marrying one day? It's just like, have fun first, enjoy, date, then discuss.
I think that's an interesting take. I don't know if I've heard people say. I mean, it makes sense,
Right.
but wait, I still can't get over that she turned like you put music on in the car and she like reached over and turned it off. Like,
Yeah,
I
it
don't
was.
know. I feel like that's against the etiquette of being in someone else's car.
I was just shocked because I was like, if there's nothing else we can talk about, then at least we can have music on just to like try and delay the awkwardness of silence.
Yeah.
That was pretty much my take on it. And she's just like, I prefer silence, and she turns it off. And I'm just like, you ever watch Too Fast? You ever watch like Fast and Furious, like those like car movies?
I probably saw one of them at some point,
Okay. So there's
but
like a scene where like if you press a button, like a red button, the car just like the seat just ejects into the air. So I kind of want to push that button while we're like driving to Dave and Buster's, but I really tried hard to make a conversation, and if you can't talk and have a conversation, it can't go anywhere.
yeah, and you seemed like you were so accommodating to whatever literally anything, grasping at straws for
Yeah,
anything she could talk about.
anything. At
But
one
wait,
point, yeah.
oh sorry, no, continue.
At one point, I even said to her on the date, I said, like, listen, like, you just gotta tell me something you like. You like, do you like talking to dead people? Do you like, I don't know, do you like Channing Tatum? Do you like, just tell me something you like and we can have a conversation. You like cars? Awesome. Like, talk to me about it. Let's discuss about it. Like, tell me something you like and we can have a conversation. But she just told me, she's like, I just don't like anything. I'm like, all right.
I don't know. I say I don't like anything, but then there's always something.
There's always
But
something to like.
yeah, did
Yeah.
she hear that couple talking to you or like
She was so focused on this coffee mug, to the point where there was a kid in front of us who wanted to get a toy, and he was 800 tickets short. So I pretty much said, like, let's just give him these tickets. We don't really need this. The kid wants this 800 tickets. Let's just give it to him. She's like, you better have enough for my coffee mug. And it's for water. Like, I'll buy you a cup at 7-Eleven and you'll have your coffee mug. And she was so fixated on the coffee mug.
oh my God, like you could buy a cup anywhere. Go
Yeah.
to Target, go to Amazing Savings.
Yeah,
Like
and it's probably cheaper.
Yeah. What
Yeah,
like did the coffee mug have something on it? Like what did it say on
it
it?
had the word Dave& and Buster's on it. I
Oh
guess
my
that's what
God.
it is.
That's so
But
weird.
yeah, and the fact that she wanted to go on a second date after what happened, like, it was just like, how can you have, like, a great time? I just didn't understand how. But
Yeah, like if
everyone
the
has their
car
own.
ride is silent on the way home, like
Yeah. For if you have to replace music with a conversation, then clearly there's something, like, that's not working out.
yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Um, so that was one of my other, and then I have 2 more.
Okay.
Um, so this girl, I actually happened to work out with her. It was really, really awesome. We went on, like, 2, 3 dates. We are just, being able to have fun. Everything was great with Dave Busters, had a lot of fun. She was very competitive, which I happen to like. I think it's pretty cool. But it ended up not working out due to one thing, and which is really, really weird. I know politics is very, like, big nowadays, but we were actually, like, really hitting it off. And she asked me after the third date, she says to me, "By the way, who did you vote for?"
Uh-oh.
And this was between Trump and Hillary Clinton at the time. So I'm just like, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter who I voted. Like, does that really matter? She goes like, no, no, it really matters. And I'm like, Trump. And she goes like, what? And I'm like, I voted for Donald Trump. And she goes, this is not going to work out. Sorry.
Oh, so
And
she's one of those.
she's one of those. And it's just crazy. Just like everything, just the chemistry, the our values, everything lined up. But the second, like, she brought up, like, politics, it was just like, yeah, it's not gonna work out. So I was like,
I think
okay.
it's I think it's really interesting. And I guess I don't think we've talked about it so much on the podcast, like the role of politics in dating. I don't
Hmm.
know. I am of the opinion that unless you have like totally opposite values in your views, because like, I don't know, you could vote for either candidate for very different reasons.
Right.
And at the end of the day, just because you vote for one person doesn't make you a bad person, at least in my opinion.
Right.
So I don't know. I get like I feel like even growing up, like my parents were registered in different parties, like when they
Hmm.
voted. I mean, now I think they align pretty similarly politically, but
Right.
they've been married for like 35 years, so that makes sense.
Hmm.
But I I just like I don't understand the people who place that much importance on it.
Right.
Like I don't know, like I have friends who are like, "Oh, I can't be friends with you. I can't be friends with you if you voted a certain way. I can't um and I just think it's crazy. I actually kind of recently I matched with a guy on Hinge and I was not serious about this guy at all. I was just bored and his political affiliation was the opposite of mine. But
Hmm.
like we didn't talk politics. He just like mentioned something and I was like, I'm pretty sure it's going to be okay. And then he immediately unmatched me.
Right.
And I was
Did you give
like,
a
what the
reason?
heck? What?
Do they usually give, like, a reason when you go on Hinge?
No, like he just unmatched me on the app. Like we were talking and
Right.
he was like complaining about something. I don't want to talk too politically because I don't want anyone to hate me on here, but to give all the details, but he started complaining about something and he was saying he was so worried about his job because of like XYZ that was happening in the
Mhm.
political climate. And I didn't even say anything like political. I was just like, "Oh yeah, like I'm pretty sure like that's going to be okay. Like I don't think that's like going to be
Right.
a big thing. I think you're fine." And he unmatched me. I was like I hadn't he hadn't responded in a couple hours and I was like, "Oh, I wonder if he unmatched me." And he did. And I was
Wow.
like, "Wow." I mean, the conversation wasn't like great before then and I didn't really care to go out with him at all. I was just kind of bored. But yeah, no, I've had guys ask me and then also not want to date me because of my political views. I don't know. Would you go out with a woman who had different political views than you?
It's a hard question because, if you asked me that a couple years ago, I would say it doesn't really matter. But from what's going on with Israel and everything that has been going on, especially
Hmm.
for the Jews. I personally feel that if you voted for Kamala Harris, I wouldn't feel comfortable dating that person, mainly because of with everything that's going on and with how my family, not just religiously but politically, I do see nowadays how important it is to be politically on the same side. And not all people that are Democrat, like not all people are, bad. They're good. Like there's nothing wrong with them. I actually have a friend of mine. We're close, like really close friends, and he, he's pro Biden. He was very pro Biden, and even after Biden won, like we're still friends. He's an awesome, goofy kind of guy, and I love him. He's great. But there's some people that really, they vote for Harris or Biden because they that's how they strongly feel. So if you're very strongly on that side, I personally would not be comfortable dating someone who's a Democrat. But if you're not like completely pro, like strongly, Biden and Harris, it shouldn't really affect you. It's just more being open minded to what's going on in this world. But for someone to vote for Harris, especially with how anti Semitic she is, it would make me very uncomfortable dating that person.
Yeah, it's interesting. I guess like I don't really ask.
I don't really ask either. It's just weird. It's like I just want to have fun and get to know you. But I feel like it's something that like you should be caution about because if you
Yeah.
do have your own political views, and they don't agree with it, then clearly your values aren't going to line up.
Yeah, I
You know what I mean?
think somewhat. It depends.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, because I think some people are just like, oh, I don't like either candidate, so I'll vote for this one because of
Right.
XYZ or
Correct.
that one because of
Correct.
XYZ. I don't
I
honestly.
actually,
Oh yeah, sorry, go on.
yeah. I'm sorry to cut you off, but I actually dated a girl, and her uncle, her cousin, and her uncle were pro Biden, very pro Biden.
Hmm.
And I remember one day I was reading the Jared Kushner book, and he comes over to me and he starts ripping on me. He's like, "You're mentally retarded. You have problems. You have issues." And like to me, that's just like too much, right? So like to me, it's just like, okay, then this is clearly not where my values line up.
Yeah,
For someone to like having to feel like you have to bash someone based on who they voted for or who they're pro for, and to me, it's just that's why it's like it's too strong. It's like, okay, then clearly this is not going to work. But like I said, you have to, in order to really find the right person, you really need to make sure everything lines up. Your values, what you see for your kids growing up, what you see yourself growing up. Do you see yourself, growing more in Judaism? Do you see yourself staying where you are? It's very important to make sure you know what it is that you're looking for and if everything aligns. Because if one thing's missing, like let's say for example, one is too more from than the other, when you get married, that's going to affect your everyday life. So you need to make sure that everything lines up. So when it comes to politics, nowadays it's becoming more and more important. So now people are now like on Hinge. Now people are putting up whether they're liberal, they're conservative, they're moderate. Like now it's up there. So yeah.
yeah, I think it's interesting. I slightly disagree with what you said because I think as people we're ever changing and people change their minds about things all the time, especially like religiously, politically, things like that. Like, no, you
Mhm.
can't marry someone who isn't from at all and expect that they're gonna become like totally from. But I think people change their minds about the small things. Like, I think there is a small spectrum and range. And I think I've seen some of my friends switch politically. I don't think I've switched politically, but I've definitely been swayed more politically, at least over the past couple years and everything going on. But yeah, it's interesting. I guess, yeah. I don't know. I went out with a guy right after I think we were already talking right after
Mhm.
or during the election.
Okay.
And it just never came up because I assumed that we had opposite political views. So I didn't want to ask him. It didn't work out. So I never found out. But yeah, I remember during the 2020 election, though, I
Okay.
was going out with someone and I remember like the day, yeah, we were going out like during the election and I think we had a date like
the night that the winner was announced, and it was a discussion, and I was like, yeah, like at that point I was like, I don't think I could be on a date right now with someone who had differing views than I did.
Right.
Because also, like, I just say things and I don't really care. Not on the podcast. Sorry guys. I don't want to offend anyone on the podcast. But like in my life, I will say things and I don't care how the person I'm talking to feels about it.
Right.
Meaning about politics. Like I'll call some of my friends stupid, like to their faces. But yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting topic.
Yeah.
I guess
I
it
try
had
I try I try my best when you go on a date not to talk about politics because
yeah.
it's like we're talking about right now, it's like agreeing, disagreeing.
Yeah.
So it's like it's really hard to, bring that up into a conversation, especially going on a date, because if you both disagree, then the date becomes
Yeah.
awkward, you know?
Yeah. Did you see I think this guy I think he posted on Twitter. Now is I don't know when you guys will listen to this episode, but we're recording very shortly after the New York City mayor primary.
Okay.
And I saw this guy, I mean, I saw it on like TikTok, but someone posted that he was supposed to go on a date with this girl or this woman, and she texted him and she's like, just wanting to make sure we're on the same page before the date, like that you also voted for Mamdani. And he just responded with the cancellation of the reservation.
I like that. It's good.
Yeah. So I don't know. In that regard, like I would not ever go out with anyone who voted for that terrorist
Right,
socialist. Like I will
right.
slander him. He's anti-Semitic. He's never had a job. New York City cannot be a social. Like I'm gonna move to Florida, but
That's my goal. My goal is to live in Florida one day. I love Florida.
no, I'm gonna
It's
move to Florida in November. No, I'm not. But like I just re-signed my lease, but um I was talking to my boss about it and I was like, "Do you because we were talking about the election and whatever and people think he actually has a good chance of winning the mayor. Unclear. Let's hope he doesn't. Bad for the Jews. We're not even talking politically, like all other politics aside, he's
Mhm.
anti-Semitic and anti-Israel and like that's first and foremost where my personal views lie also. So but I was talking to my boss about it and we share political views and she I was like, "Do you think our firm will could transfer us to the Miami office?" And she's like, "There isn't really a Miami office." And I was like, "Okay, so I need to find a new job."
Right.
I'm not sticking around. And then she was telling me when her lease is up, she's like, "I guess we'll see." And I'm like, "Shoot, I just handed in my lease renewal." But hopefully it won't happen and New York City won't be run into the
Not.
ground.
I mean, I'll definitely tell you this. I'm the kind of person that's gonna wear like a MAGA hat walking around. Like I'm very pro Trump, so like I'm not afraid to show that. So like I said, back in the day, like if someone's very strong liberal at the end of the day, like Mondani, Harris, Biden, like if you're pro that, then it's not even worth going on a date. Me personally.
Yeah. No, I definitely get that. I guess I just don't people who know me know my political views. I just
Yes.
don't advertise. Like I don't feel the need to like tell everyone who I voted for or what I think. Like I will on this podcast I will actively say like Mom Donnie cannot be the mayor. Like I don't support that at all. That's like just purely on an Israel Jewish basis,
Understandable.
but yeah.
All
But
right.
yeah. Okay, so wait, before we continue cuz I know you said you have another story. Let's
Mhm.
take a quick break to hear a word from our sponsors, and we'll be right back.
Sticky Situations is sponsored by Corona Crush. Are you tired of swiping on dating apps? Tired of guessing whether the cute guy or girl you keep seeing around is Jewish and or single? Then you need to run, not walk to join Corona Crush. Corona Crush is a Jewish organization working to create Jewish couples always. Corona Crush has over 30 confirmed engagements, over 22,000 members from all over the world, and has set up over 50,000 speed dates. Join the Corona Crush Facebook group and post yourself or have a friend post you and see who reaches out. Fill out the survey to sign up for virtual speed dating events happening every other week. Corona Crush is 100% free and 100% Jewish. Worst case, you end up with some stories of your own. Best case, you find the love of your life. Try it out today. Here on Sticky Situations, we tend to focus on bad dating stories, but sometimes dates do go well and lead to proposals and weddings. Who would have thought? And what do all of those require, you might be asking? Well, the answer is flowers. Who doesn't want flowers from someone they've been seeing? Don't forget, flower petals and bouquets needed for proposals. And that's even before all the flowers that go into weddings. Sticky Situations is sponsored by Primrose Flower Shop. In my opinion, Primrose is the coolest flower shop around and has the best customer service to fulfill all of your floral needs. Primrose offers a range of services from your basic bouquets to subscription services where you can get flowers delivered once a week. They deliver all over the tri state area, including Manhattan. Primrose does weddings, bar and bat mitzvahs, and other simchas. I've personally been to a wedding where Primrose did the flowers, and the work they did was beyond gorgeous. Primrose additionally offers in store proposals, including a romantic setup with candles and music. Primrose is located at 2922 Avenue M in Brooklyn, and the phone number is 929 376 9815. You can also follow Primrose on Instagram at PrimroseNY. So, if you can't get someone out of your head, buy them some flowers from Primrose. They'll either love it or they'll find you really creepy. But regardless, the flowers will be out of this world.
We're back. Okay, so Yosef, do you want to tell your last story?
Sure.
I mean, if you think
Um,
of other stories, you're also welcome to tell them, but you just had mentioned that you had one more.
yes. So there's actually this girl, which just happens to be pretty funny, but we ended up meeting on Y Connects, and we ended up matching. She lives in Teaneck, New Jersey. And one day I pick her up. We went to 16 Handles. So basically, I just finished work. I was really hungry. So I decide to bring like a chicken sandwich with me. And so I said to her, I said like, I hope you don't mind. I know you're vegan. I just I really just want to like apologize in advance. I brought this chicken sandwich with me, and like I know you're vegan, so like if it's okay, if not, like I'll put it in my car and I'll eat it later. So she's like, no, I'm not one of those vegans. I actually work at Smoky Joe's. It's like a smokehouse. Like I'm a waitress there, so it's completely fine. So I'm like, all right, cool, sure, great. So I end up taking out the chicken sandwich, and I take a bite, and she's like really mad, like really mad. So I said like, "What's up?" And she goes like, she's like, Do you know how many chickens they had to kill for you to eat that sandwich?" And I'm like looking at the sandwich, I'm looking at her, and I'm like, clearly not enough because I'm not full yet. So clearly not enough chickens to make me full. And she got really upset by that. So that was, and it just ended right there. Like she just like you can go home, like it's okay. And I'm just like, all right, like I appreciate it. One thing I learned from that also, just like I'm a big meat lover, so like for me it's like a massive like dodged bullet in a sense. But
That's
yeah,
like a
but
crazy switch up from going to like, no, I'm a waitress at this place to, do you know how many chickens you killed?
yeah, it's crazy. So I mean, listen,
That's awful.
everyone's gonna have their crazy dating stories. Someone told me I should write a book about my dates, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. But
You can
everyone
always come
everyone
back to the
has their dates.
podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Go to this podcast, talk about your crazy dates, have fun, enjoy. Let other people laugh at your dates. Um, so yeah, but you learn a lot from every bad date that you have, and every bad date that I've been on, or any good dates I've been on, you learn a lot from everything, and it really helps you in terms of getting experience and hopefully find the right one.
I used to think that, and then I went on enough, and I'm like, I don't think I need to learn anymore. I think I'm good.
Well, after hearing a lot of girls I've been out with, it's each one is just like very, very interesting, just in different ways. But yeah, I mean, yeah,
Wait, okay, so the vegan girl, like, so what? You just walked away?
I offered to drive her. Um, she said that she didn't want to get into a car with someone who, you know, eats meat. So I said to her, I'm like, well, I'm just gonna be honest with you because like I thought you were okay with this. Like you told me that you work as a waitress at Smoky Joe's, which they smoke animals. Like, how are you okay with that? And she said like it doesn't really bother her when she's working. So I was just like, I'm sorry, I'm just really confused because like they eat food in front of you. You're a waitress. Like, how is this any different? She's like, well, I don't expect, the person I'm dating to eat it. I'm like, got it. Okay.
Wait, so did
So
you know before that she was a vegan?
nope. I found out on the way because I texted her. I'm like, "It's okay if I bring, my sandwich and, I have like a meat sandwich." And she's just like, "It's okay. Just letting you know I'm vegan." I'm like, "Okay." And then I just asked her if it's not okay, like I'll throw it out. Like it's fine. Like I'll just pick up, like I'll go to Holy Schnitzel afterwards or something, and like I'll get food afterwards. And she's like, "No, it's okay. You can eat in front of me. I'm not one of those people." And end up being she was one of those people.
Wait, but
Yeah.
didn't you say you took her to ice cream?
Yes.
Oh, I guess 16 Handles has like non-dairy flavors.
Eh,
'Cause
I think
like
so.
ice
They
cream
like
has dairy.
I know. It's
That's
weird.
not
Like I
vegan.
don't know. Very weird. Very, very weird.
No, it's
I actually
weird.
remembered one more date that I did go on. I actually
Okay.
got pneumonia from this date.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I picked up this girl, she lived in Brooklyn, and we went to this like restaurant. My close family friend of mine, they were very close with the owner, so they said you can come in, you can we'll treat you to dinner. It'd be awesome. They have pasta, pizza. And so I've been actually working really hard on losing weight lately, but this is like years ago, like 5, 6 years ago. Anyways, so I pick her up. We go to this cafe, having pizza, we're enjoying food. And so I said to her, I said, like, so what do you like to do during your free time? She goes, she likes working out, she likes eating food, and she likes spending time with her dog and her friends. So I said, oh, it's awesome that you love dogs. It's great. I love dogs. This is awesome. I actually have a Maltese poodle. She's sleeping over there. So we're at this restaurant. Everything's awesome. We're having a good time. And then she brings up like, in the future, like what she wants. And I'm like, okay, so what is it that you want in the future? And she goes like, well, I expect my husband one day to be okay that I weigh 700 pounds one day. I'm like,
What?
what? Like, are you gonna be on that show, like, 1,000 pounds and heavier type show? She was
My
like, no, like
600-pound life.
right, yeah, that one. And she's like, she's like, I personally feel that no matter what I look like, whether I'm, 30 pounds or 850 pounds, like my husband should be okay with it and not judge me for it. So I'm just sitting here, I'm like, I mean, not gonna lie, like I would not be okay with that. Like I would definitely not be okay with my wife being 850 pounds. I don't think she'd be alive anymore, just like
Yeah.
it's very concerning. Um, so after the date was over, we ended up walking into our car and it was pouring raining out. So I grabbed an umbrella and I was holding it for her. So I was like holding it like this, and I was holding it over for her. Rain's coming on me. She's dry. She's clean. And we get to the car, and I'm soaking wet. Um, we also ended up going to 7-Eleven because she wanted to get a Slurpee. And the kind of guy that I am is I don't let the girls pay on the first date or pretty
As you
much
should.
any date until like we're exclusive.
Okay. I like that.
And so yes, I completely agree. I open the door, make sure that they're having a good time. One of my things is like I say, like I'm allergic to girls paying for dates. That's like my thing, so that way like they don't pay. But she's
Cute.
like, I bought her the Slurpee, and she was like, oh, because I'm a woman, you don't think that as a woman I can't pay for things because you're a guy and I'm a woman, and I'm like, no, like, because I'm like, I want to pay for your time. Like, I want to like, enjoy your time. So I want you, to have fun, and I'm paying for it. That's really how it goes. But if you want to pay for it, like, you can pay for your Slurpee. Like, that's fine. And she's just like, oh, because I'm a woman. Like, you expect, us women to be, like cleaning in the kitchen and taking after the kids. And I'm just like, do you want to pay for your Slurpee? Like, I'm just so confused here. And she was just going off about like equality versus men versus women. I'm like, listen, if you want to pay for your Slurpee, pay for your Slurpee. If not, like, I don't mind paying a Slurpee. Either way, I'm totally fine with it. So she ended up telling me that she wanted me to pay for the therapy, which is why I was so confused. Like, why bring that all up if at the end of the whole argument you want me to pay for the therapy? Um, so I ended up paying for it. We ended up going home, and I ended up getting sick from, I held the umbrella for her. So like I'm getting hit with the water, and she's dry. So I get a phone call the night afterwards, and she says to me that she tells my shotgun that I was disrespectful, I was obnoxious, I was so disgusting. And so I said to her shotgun, I said, what happened? Like, I want to be able to know because clearly, like, there's two stories going on here. Please enlighten me of what you said. She was like, well, she said you held the umbrella for her. And I'm like, why is that bad? Like, that's a good thing. No, like I'm holding the umbrella for her. It's being a gentleman. She's like, well, she said that she wanted to hold it herself, but he wouldn't let her. I'm like, well, here's the thing though. Like, she was using the umbrella. I was outside the umbrella. I'm now sick with pneumonia, and she's dry. And I held the umbrella for her the whole time. So the shotgun's like, oh, that's so nice of you. Like, she was making you seem like you were like obnoxious and stubborn. And I'm like, no, of course not. Like that's not who I am. So it was just like so interesting the entire date. And she was like, "Well, would you want to go on another date with her?" I'm like, "No, no."
It seems like it's sh it's interesting that she brought up, like, certain topics, kind of, like, testing you a little bit, but she
Mhm.
took it to, like, such an extreme. Like, do you
Yeah.
actually think she wanted to be 800 pounds?
I mean, on this podcast, I don't know. I can tell you. I mean, she really ate all the pizza and all the pastas. So like, I can't really like. To me, it's more of like if you're healthy, if you're living a healthy lifestyle, and you're healthy about what you like, not just eating wise. Like, I love going to restaurants. I am a massive foodie. I love cooking. I make the best like sticky bombs, which is like my personal chicken wings. They're awesome. Like, I love food. Like, my whole family, we try to recreate Gordon Ramsay dishes. We watch Master Chef. Like, we're massive foodies. However, at the same time, you also have to think about your body and you have to be healthy about it. So as long as you're healthy and you're living a healthy lifestyle, then to me it doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
So for example, like I actually 10 months ago I weighed 260 pounds, and today I weigh 192.
it's great.
And they still eat a ton of food. I eat a lot of steak. I eat a lot of. It's really about moderate and how you.
Yeah, no, I I agree with you also. Like, I've gone on my own health journeys multiple times. Like, I have my own things. Like, I don't know, women have hormone things that you can't always control the size of your body and what you actually look like, but you can control how you act. And like, I also, like, I put a lot of value. I don't really care what a guy looks like per se. It's more about, like, do you try to take care of yourself? Like, is working out, like, nobody loves working out. Like, you think, I don't like waking up early and getting on my bike and lifting weights and all this stuff and eating healthy, and but it's just kind of what you have to do, and you have to find a balance. So I think there is somewhere between being healthy and being 800 pounds.
Right, exactly.
And
So
like it is true. Like, a woman's body, I mean, everyone's bodies are going to change as you age, but a woman's
mhm,
body, especially because God willing, she's going to have children, and that changes your body and it changes the way you look. But it's all about the mindset of it. I don't know. I feel like
mhm.
she was just trying to test you. Like, who actually wants to be 800 pounds?
I don't know anybody that wants to be
Like,
800 pounds.
although,
Santa
no,
Claus?
I used to watch that show. None of those people were single. My roommate during COVID made me like watch the show with her. I don't She loved the
And
show,
what?
and she's like, come watch it with me. Our other roommate would have to leave the room because she's like, this, I can't like stomach this. I couldn't stomach it. Like, I would watch it and I'm like, I
Right.
feel physically ill watching this, but like,
Yeah.
I can't look away. But yeah, none of them are single. So that is an interesting thing. But
Right.
also, the your point about the umbrella, like, that was I don't know. Like that's bad. That's bad
Yeah.
that she was like saying that. I had a guy walk me home from a date once in the pouring rain, and I felt really bad because he had this like little teeny tiny umbrella, and I was wearing a raincoat, and he kept holding the little teeny. He only like he didn't have a hood on his jacket, but I had a
Hmm.
hood. I was wearing a raincoat,
Right.
and he kept holding his little umbrella over my head so I wouldn't get wet. And I was like, "No, I have the raincoat. Hold it over your head." And I felt really bad. I hope he didn't get sick from that. I doubt he's listening. We did go on a second date. I think that was our first date. We did go on a second date after that. But I
Nice.
think this was a couple years ago. But yeah, and then the whole paying thing, like I don't was she trying to like catch you in something?
I honestly don't know. I've never really experienced that before. Usually girls are like happy it's like that the guy covers.
Yeah.
It's more just like a gentleman manner type of thing to do.
Did she give
Um,
you a hard time on like the first part of the date when you paid? Or was it just with the
no,
Slurpee?
just a Slurpee. It was so interesting.
So weird.
I was
Honestly,
like, yeah.
like if I went on a date with a guy, like let's say we went to dinner and then got Slurpees after, I would probably offer to pay for the Slurpees. Like if he's like insisted on paying, I would let him, but I don't know. I feel like I'm also of the belief that the guy should pay. Women go through a lot and like even getting ready for a date and all that goes into like maintenance. We talked about it a lot in the last episode. Like just the maintenance of being a woman and then all that women will have to go through like men can pay for dates. But I think if I whenever I've been on dates that end up in like a second location, I do offer there. Usually it hasn't happened that often, but usually the guy doesn't let, but I feel like that's where I would offer like the Slurpee. But I
Right.
wouldn't like I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just
I
weird. I
mean,
feel like she was testing you.
I definitely feel that. I mean, hopefully she was, because if she wasn't, like,
Like
what was the
she's just
done in?
nuts.
Exactly. You know?
Like, I mean, there are people who are nuts. Like, I'm not discounting that.
Right. I mean, I actually was it about a couple months ago. I got out of my car. I drive a Kia, and this mother comes over to me. She was like, "This is your car," and I'm like, "Yeah." She goes, "Well, I was gonna set you up with my daughter, but the fact that you drive a Kia, like, I can't have my daughter seen in that." I'm just like, "Okay, well, I wouldn't want to go out with someone who's so stubborn who has like a stubborn of a mother." Like, it just, I mean, I didn't say that, so you can take that for what that is, but
I
it's
was
just like
like,
I was just
wow,
like,
what'd you say to that?
all right, like, well, then I'm not interested anyways, because I love my car. My car is awesome. Um, but
I
yeah,
feel like these people are just out of touch.
it's
Like, who could,
crazy.
like, I don't know, unless your car is like falling apart and unsafe,
That's true.
then like, why does it matter?
Yeah.
I
So,
don't know.
but
That's
yeah,
weird.
those are my dates. Those are my top 5 dates that I've experienced over the last 8 years.
Yeah, those are pretty bad.
And there are good ones. There are good ones, but at the end of the day, Shem has someone for everybody, and you have to go through the bad to find the good.
Yeah.
And hopefully, you find that.
I mean, yeah. We're
Mhm.
all still waiting to find our good date. So, I
Exactly.
mean, like, the good dates are just boring.
Yeah. I mean, they're fun.
They're fun, but
They're-
they're boring to talk about on the podcast.
Yes. For this podcast, yes.
Yes, for this
I mean,
podcast.
yeah. I mean, that's crazy dates and sticky situations. You're not in a sticky situation if you're having a good time.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
So we wish good dates for everyone, but if you have the bad dates, that's another plug to come be a guest on the podcast and come tell me your sticky situations. But okay, Yosef, do you have anything else that you would like to discuss? Any other tidbits? Anything before we move on to our wrap up segment?
no, we're good.
Okay. So I know we've been talking a little bit throughout. Can you give me and my listeners one piece of dating advice?
I would say to be yourself. That's definitely. I know that you hear that a lot, but at the end of the day, especially for I guess guys, like they want you to be yourself. Especially for me, just really be yourself. Like really just have fun. At the end of the day, like they're marrying who you are as a person, and if you hide that, then they're never gonna really know who you are as a person. So I would just definitely say like, let loose, relax, like just have fun. You're just two strangers meeting each other. The first date, nothing really happens anyways, but really just, let your inner child out. Just have fun. Enjoy. There's no stress. Just really like really be yourself. I know I keep saying that a lot, but it's really there's a lot of times I've gone out with, girls and they try to fake who they are, they pretend to be someone else. At the end of the day, like all the guys care about is just, be your fun self. Let it out a little bit,
Yeah.
have fun.
You want someone to like you for you, not for who you're not, because they're going to find out eventually.
And also not you might want to be in a certain place one day. That's fine. But you're not there now. You'll get there. And that's totally fine. You'll have someone who's going to support you while you try to get there. But that's not where you are now. Show who you are now, and then eventually, you'll get to where you want to be.
Yeah, it's a good point. And okay, so Yosef, last but not least, do you have your tag?
I'll definitely tell you that my personality, because Ashaka once asked me this, and I'll definitely tell you like this was my response, and she thought it was hilarious. Those monkeys that like they have the hat and they clap with their drums like this. You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about? Those like toy monkeys. Like that's my personality. I'm like very cute. I'm super annoying, but like I'm very cute when I do it. Yeah. So that's
That
really
is
my
a funny tagline. Like, I'm super cute, or cute, but I'm super annoying, but at least I'm cute while I'm doing it.
Exactly. That's exactly how it is. Just yeah, that's pretty much my personality.
Okay. Well, Yosef, it's been so fun having you on. Thank you so much
Thanks.
for coming on the podcast.
Sure. Thank you so much for
And
having me. I'm really happy to be able to discuss, these dates and, hopefully people can laugh and enjoy just as much as I did. And hopefully they enjoy this podcast.
yeah. And Sticky Situation Nation, you'll catch me next time. Bye, everybody.